Hello and welcome back to my channel, Delias Paris, Indian Hen Farm. Listen y'all, we've got another tutorial with this sort of interactive midnight journal. Obviously, yours don't have to be midnight, and these are just sort of ideas. I've got another tutorial that I'm hoping we have time to do today. Anyway, let me just show you. So y'all know how I feel about journaling space in journals. And so when I have these really beautiful eco-printed gorgeous pages that I love. Okay. I don't really want to do too much on these because I want them to be able to write. So sometimes I'll do a little stamp or a little sticker, a little stenciling, but I don't want to like put a huge thing here and then they only have that much space to write. But these scrapbook pages, they can't write on them. Well, I guess they could, but it would be difficult. So I'm always trying to transform this piece into additional writing space. So this is the idea here. I've got 2 index cards here that are forming a pocket, and here, just for giggles. So you can put something here. I've created, so this pocket opens up, and this also has a little tucky on it with a journaling tiny tag. And then the back, they can journal on, okay? So that's gonna go back in there. Up, come on. And then this little butterfly flips up, open it up, and voila, journaling space. And then I've got this tucked here for more journaling space. So I took something you couldn't write on at all and added, I feel like, a fair amount of journaling opportunities. So let's play. And this little stamp, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sad. In fact, I should tell my, oh, okay. Anyway, it's broken. It broke. And I don't know what I'm going to do without it. I guess I'm going to carry on. Okay. So let me get this one out of the way. We've got this page, which is going to go in the back of, it's going to go inside this journal. Oh, looks so good. Okay. But the back is going to need some love. So let's do this on the back of this one. Okay, so I've got 2, oh my gosh. How do I do this every time? 6 by 4 large index cards. And I've tea-dyed mine. Now, I try to do this, and most of the time it works, sometimes it doesn't, where I have faint lines still available. They didn't smear or disappear completely, which I like because writing in a straight line for me is very difficult. So I'm going to glue this one out and then this one in so that I've got the lines on this side so that when they flip it, in fact, I'm going to do it that way. They can write here. Okay. Thinking it through here. So let's glue. Nope. Let's make a notch. Let's make a little thumbnail. Thumb hole. 2. Okay. And this is my 1-inch circle punch. Okay. And I'm just going to give this a little ink. Okay. Okay, let's do this quicker. Okay. And I wanted to do some stenciling on this. Just, it feels like it needs it. So that it's not just sitting there completely blank. Let's see what we got. Let's see if we have something different we can use. Oh, okay. Let's use this one. Okay. So I am going to grab my book page. Okay, there we go. There we go. And, you know, we're going to try some mustard seed. I've got the ground espresso and I've got the tea dye. Let's see what happens with that. That might be kind of fun. Should I use the yellow? You know what? What's the worst that can happen? Okay, let's see. First, we're going to start with some... You know what? I'm going to do tea dyed instead of the ground espresso. It might be too dark. Okay. And I just kind of move around with one color and then move around with the other color. Oh, try not to do that. Okay. I actually really like this stencil, which is funny because it kind of looks a little boring, but I feel like the pattern's actually really interesting. Okay. So I'm torn. You know what? Let's do some uncharted marinade. Let's shake things up a little bit instead of the mustard. Okay. Okay. What are we thinking? Ooh, that looks awesome. See? See, you gotta try new things. I can get very, sort of like I know what works for me, and all of a sudden I'm like, well, oh my God. Guys, I think that looks awesome. Okay, I'm taking it. I'm going to take it as a win. I can get stuck on sort of like color combinations or things that I'm like, I know that works for me. And, you know, and then I stop exploring new things because I'm like, well, what if I don't like it? But that's just silly. And I know it because the whole point is to have fun and be creative, right? And if you're just doing the same thing over and over and again, then you're probably not. I mean, at some point it's not going to be fun anymore, right? Okay. So I like that. I do like that. Okay. And we're going to glue these together. And what I had decided was I'm gluing with my lines on the outside and then this flat. But y'all do you. And, okay. I can never decide if that sounds snarky or not. Like, y'all do you or you do you. Because sometimes you hear people say it in a way that isn't very nice. Like, sort of like, okay, you do you. Like, with this sort of tone, like, I don't know. I don't mean it that way, guys. So when I say that, what I genuinely mean, do it the way that, you know, that speaks to you. I don't mean it snarky. Just so you know. Okay. Okay. And let's get these. Okay. Completely sandwiched. Okay. Ta-da! Where's my, here it is. You know what, I forgot to, oh, nope, I didn't. I thought I forgot to grab a napkin. I did not. Yay. It's always nice when I don't forget things. Okay. Okay. So we've got that. And I did sort of a double pocket with book page. Book page. I thought I grabbed, see? Well, I can probably use a page out of this. Let's see. Okay. It'll be. Okay, so I got that. And I'm going to fold this over. And, okay. Y'all, so I fold it over and overlap a little bit of it, a little bit of it, and glue it because I want that pocket to have some structure. Because otherwise I feel like it's just way too flimsy. But that's just, you know how I feel about it. I'm constantly sort of trying to think of ways to make sure, I mean, it's paper, right? So we've got to put that effort into making sure that we give it long lasting, whatever. Okay. Because I want these to be something someone has, you know, forever, never, never. Okay. So now I'm going to tear this, but that doubled up gives it, see, way better than like this side, where if they try to use it up as a pocket, it might tear. And then I also wanted to do like a, well, hold on. Let's just tear it first. Okay. Huh? Okay. 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 Oh. Okay. I can be so silly about the tearing. Okay. Okay, that works. Okay. I am going to ink this edge. And obviously you could do like scrapbook paper instead of book page, or a music sheet, or I just really like the juxtaposition of a pattern on a book page. It appeals to me. Is that? Okay. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And because I really know, I can't help it. I use my paper cutter for almost every straight line, especially a big one. Okay, you know what? I'll bring it down. Huh? Okay. There we go. Okay. So that will go there. Oh, I better ink that. I better ink it just in case. Oh. Okay. And I'm making this a side sort of tuck, so I'm going to glue here and here. If I take my lid off, that might help. Constantly trying to glue with a closed lid. That does not work so well. Okay. And let's get you down on this corner. There we go. Okay. Uh-oh. Stay straight. Okay, there we go. Yeah. And I want some sort of pattern paper. I should have picked this out before. I apologize, y'all. Oh. You know what? Okay. I'm going to use one of these just because I have them sitting right here, and that'll work. You know what? Let's just use one of these real quick. Since I did not plan as well as I meant to. Okay. Thought of everything, but I did not remember. Oh. Okay. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay. And this is just decorative. Okay. You know, I should have glued this on and torn it before, but it's okay because we can make it work. Okay. Okay, there we go. That will work. Okay, I'm going to ink this one too. Normally, the way I get these is I'll tear this one, or sorry, yeah, I'll tear this one and then I'll tear this one around without it being glued. It's a little easier, but I didn't do that this time, and we can make it work without doing that. Okay. And let's glue this one. And I'm not making this a pocket too, because it's a little lighter paper. But if you used like a, you know, something more with more structure, you could definitely do that, right? Make a double pocket. Sometimes it's hard to know when to say when, though, right? You're like, oh, well, I can make that a pocket, and then a pocket, and add another pocket here. And pretty soon you've got this, like, 3-pound monstrosity. Okay. I think I need to go a little further. Okay. And yeah. Okay. That works. And come on. Okay, there you go. Just trim this off. Do y'all know where to get scissors sharpened now that Joann's is closed? I don't even know. I don't even know. Okay. So now we've got this sort of look going on, right? And so we've got a pocket here, journaling space back here. And here is my page. Okay. Okay, so I know that I want another journaling space, and I happen to have, do I? Oh. Yeah, I'm spilling stuff left and right. Let's see what we got. You know what? We can use this. This is like marigold petals. eco-printed paper. That'll look kind of cool. Okay. So I know I want, let's see. I'm going to fold it. Wait, hold on. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I'm going to fold it. Sorry. Sometimes I have to think things through before I mess it up. Okay. Get that out of the way. Okay. And I want this to be the same size as this. So I'm measuring this against this. Here. Okay. I'll make myself a little line there so I can cut that excess off. I probably sometimes do things the hard way. And you guys are like, you could do that so much easier. Okay. So this would go, so we're going to tear part of this off. Yeah. Okay. I'll save this. So that can hinge on here. And then, oh, okay. Here I go, being crazy about my tears again. Okay, let's ink that and get that glued on. Well, hold on. Yeah, okay, we're good, we're good. I should have done another set of eco prints today. Okay. So we can now glue this onto here so this hinges, right guys? Okay. 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 And okay. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay. Easy peasy. Here it is. Okay. And now we want to see how much of this we need. I think I'm going to go. Hold on. Yeah. To about there, I think. Let's see how that works. It's more, this is kind of a personal preference again. It's sort of like how, hold on. Okay. How much of that paper do you, I really am missing my little corner punch though. I gotta tell y'all. That is not straight. So much for using a paper cutter for a straight line. It only works if you do it right. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's there. Ah, I missed that. Okay, stop, Elias. It is what it is. Not much you can do about it, right? Okay. So we've got this piece here. Let's round these two corners. Okay. And let's ink it. I know, it's a lot of inking. Okay. Okay. So that. And I've got this little blue butterfly already picked out. I know. See, every once in a while I get it right. Okay, so if that were down there, do I want it all the way down? Let's do it right about here. And then this guy's going to go here. You know what? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to glue this piece as another pocket because I want to be able to put more paper back here. So here we go. I know it's not rocket science. I kind of sometimes just try to make it sound like I'm doing something more complicated so y'all think I'm amazing. Okay, so we're going to go here all the way around and up. Right. Yep. Okay. Okay. And I think I'm going to go right here. I'm going to give it a little room. Oh, nope, not too much. Okay, there we go. And that way, I don't have a piece handy, but, well, here. Something like this can go in there. Oh, I like it. That opens up. We are good there. Okay. Okay. You know what? I think I need a little more glue. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I guess I didn't get enough on there. Okay. Or maybe I opened it before it dried. Oh. Okay. There we go. Okay, so that's going to open up. And folds and opens. Okay. And then we've got this little guy right here that I'm going to use as my way to keep this closed. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get this on my mat just because I'm going to be particular. I'm going to be particular. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? Let's flip it over so I can draw some lines for my glue. Okay. I know I'm going to go to there and there. Okay. Okay. And flip you back over. I'm eyeballing this. Okay. There to there. Okay. Whoop. Oh. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty easy, right, guys? But look at, I mean, I think it's pretty. I think it's very pretty. You know, I might, so now we've got this, right? And then that flips up, opens up, journaling space, and we're good to go. And we got our pockets here. And I'm not going to make this with y'all today because it's just a decorated index card, right? And so I use the smaller one. This one's 5 by 3. And just pop that. Whoop. Don't let it get caught. Pop that in there. So then you have another journaling card, right? Okay, guys. So that's that layout, which I like. I really do. And I've got another project because we got time, guys. Okay, let me show you this other project, which I think is really cool. Okay. Okay, guys. So I've got a couple sort of samples here. Let me get some stuff out of the way. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so I've been playing with, well, y'all know, journaling space. And I've got a few ideas here. Let me show you. Okay. And the one thing oh, you know what? Darn, I don't have, we're going to make this work. We're going to figure this out. Okay. Hold on one sec. Okay, y'all. Here we go. Sorry. And okay. So what we got is sort of this little piece that's open on the sides. I didn't put plastic in here. You know, I've been struggling with using plastic lately, and embossing glaze is basically plastic, right? So I'm not saying I'm anti-plastic. I just thought, you know what? I don't feel the need to put plastic on this. And part of my thought is the less plastic I use, the more recyclable that item is. Or if it ever, for whatever reason, someone says, I got this as a present and I hate it, and throws it in the garbage. Okay? I like, this is cotton, and then these are paper. So my hope is that most of this can compost, right, over time. So like I said, I'm not anti-plastic. I'm just trying to be more aware of when I'm using it and use it a little less. So I thought, you know what? I don't mind this not having plastic over the window, and I actually think it looks kind of cool. So I've got two. I've got these little Tweety birds with my stamps, and then it opens up, and I've got another picture in the background, and journaling space on these, right? And then you can flip it in, and you can tell I really loved the idea of cutting images together or apart. I've also got, well, this was the same concept, because this one's smaller because I realized that was too big to fit in my little journal. So I've got this one. Ah, sorry. Let me get it in there. Okay, there we go. And this one might need to be trimmed down just a hair. Okay, there we go. Okay, but then I thought, well, that's not very much journaling space. It's pretty sad. So then I thought, well, even though I really love the look of this, I did this one. And it folds out. Folds in. Oh. And gives them a lot more journaling space. So sort of just ideas to play with, right? I like them all. When it's big, it doesn't bother me to cut them in half. But when it got smaller, I really felt like that might be, you know, pretty small amount of journaling space. Okay, so let's get started on this. This is pretty simple. But guys, I am using my Big Shot and my square dies to make this window. I know folks can do this sort of like they use the ruler and their craft knife. I'm not happy with those results when I do it myself, because clearly I'm just not good enough at it. So I did sort of cheat and get my window cut out before I got here. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Here's my piece, and I'm going, this one, I'm going to do this size. Okay, so we got right at 5 1/4. And guys, this is kind of forgiving because we're basically folding it over, and then we're going to have a little lip here. So I am using my scoreboard, the scoreboard that I hate, because this craft paper is pretty thick, and I don't want it to sort of crack. Okay, so what I'm going to do is measure this amount here and make it equal on the other side. Am I? Okay. I don't see my little baby ruler. Well, okay then. Let's try and do this with my big piece. That's fine. Okay, that's a hair under an inch. Okay, so I'm going to mark just right there. Okay, and that's where I'm going to do my score line. So I have basically the same amount of space here as here. You don't need, and mine measures 4 inches by 5 inches. Got it. Okay. Okay, so here's my crummy scoreboard. I'm just gonna, yeah, right? Wait. Oh, there's my, I was like, that doesn't look right. Okay. Okay. So this is gonna fold over. And then I just need a little excess, guys. I don't need a lot. Let me move this for a second. Make sure that's nice and together. Okay. And, okay. And the only reason I'm using my scoreboard is so that folds a little easier. Okay, now I don't need all of this, so I'm just going to trim some of this off. Okay. And let's just fold this in. Oh, my tummy's growling, guys. It must be, what time is it? It must be about time for lunch. Okay. And there we go. Okay. So let's do some stamping on here. I've got a couple sets of these sort of numbery ones that I like to use. What's this one? Here's another one. Is that one? Yeah. Okay. And I think the numbers with the florals is kind of fun. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to I'm going to glue this down. Actually, you know what? Let me ink this window. Sorry, guys. I know I sound a little all over the place. I don't mean to be. Hopefully you'll forgive me. So I'm just getting into this window a little bit. Okay. Okay. And I'm going to glue this down. This is like cardstock craft paper. Is the weight of this paper that I'm using. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. And you know, you could even just paper clip this in and then they have the back for journaling space too, right? It's kind of nice. Okay. So let's do some stamping. Grab my stamping block. Okay. And where's the ground espresso? Here it is. And I'm going to use this mustard. These are fun colors together, actually. Ground espresso and mustard seed. And that one can go there. And this one go here. Okay. So I'm just going to sort of do my number things. And I actually find this very sort of rewarding. Got this number. Okay. Huh. Okay. And the key I have found to this sort of look is not to overthink it and to go all different directions. Okay. There we go. I don't care if the ink sometimes, excuse me, is a little distressed. I actually think that adds to it. I've got this one and usually I get all the stamps out that I know I'm going to want to use. Okay. Let's go down here. Okay. And some bigger pieces. Okay. We got this number 5. Am I doing that right? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use this yellow now. Okay. Maybe do one. Oh, let's go right there. Okay. It's fine. I didn't pull out my little stamp block because I'm being kind of trying to not keep y'all too long. Okay. Where'd my other big number go? Got this one. Let's do this one. Oh. Make sure I don't. Okay. Okay. 52. Okay. And what am I missing here? Okay, inspected, registered, urgent, received. I got this big number here that I like to use. And what do I have over here? Ooh, Agent 1929. Who is Agent 1929? No idea. Okay. 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 There we go. There we go. Okay. Book number. Okay. Some there. It's kind of, honestly, this is kind of really fun to do. Especially if you're just like relaxed, just enjoying it, not thinking too hard about it. You know, it's nice to have stuff like that sometimes where your brain gets a little bit of a break. Which, okay, and we've got this tiny spot here and tiny spot here. Let's see. I've got some stars. Do those in yellow. Okay. And, oh, I got a little, no, oh, that was the spot I was talking about. Okay. Let's do number 8. Okay. So I'm just getting sort of that really kind of grungy fun look, right? I think it's kind of cool. Okay. So that is very relaxing. Okay. And get all this stuff out. If y'all saw my craft space after I completed a video, you would be appalled. Don't worry, I clean it all up when I'm done. It's just when you're on video, the last thing you want to do is like stop every 5 seconds and okay. 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 There we go. Okay. And now it's just a matter of making our piece to go on the inside. And depending on if you want a triple fold or you want, I'm going to do a double fold this time. Okay, so my paper is the copy weight. And I had to glue a piece together to get the same dimensions to do a triple. And I'll tell you, it's bothering me. I don't like the look. I don't like that seam. I need to get some legal size paper and eco print that. But since I don't have any yet, I am just going to do this. I'm just going to do a double. Because now, you know, if you're going to do a triple, you're going to fold it right like that and get it all even. But this is, I mean, I could do it smaller, but I feel like any smaller and it kind of becomes forgettable. So I'm not going to do it any smaller. I'm just going to do a double. So I know this is 4 inches. Okay. Uh-oh. Where's my pencil mark? Why do I do that? Okay. Make it thicker this time. Okay. You know what I could do is like just 2-page little book to put in there. See? That would be kind of fun to have like a little book in there. Yeah, I'm liking that idea. And this measures 5 inches, but I'm just going to mark it like that because that's faster than... Okay. There we go. And... let's see. Aw. Okay, let's put a picture on that one. Okay. Paper, where'd you go? Paper, paper. Let's use one of these again. God, I love that paper. I do. I love it. Okay. I wish I had more of that. I think these are the only pieces I have left. Well, it is what it is. Let's do... Let's just do... It doesn't really matter. We'll just do one. Okay. I'm going to glue this on my front. I love the look of the split windows, but journaling space is more important to me than a specific look, which I'll think on some ways to... Okay, there we go. Whoop. Which picture was... doesn't really matter, probably. Okay. Okay. Whoop. Okay. Oh, no, no, no. That is not what I want to cut off. I want to cut off this. Did you guys see? I was so close to totally... That's normally something I do on camera with y'all, right? You're like, Delias, what are you doing? Oh, Lordy. Okay. Oh. Okay. There we go. And that... Come on. I ain't cut into that. Nope. Okay. Let's just make sure. Okay. And a little ink. Okay. So, where did I put it? Okay. So, here's my little template. This fits right in there. You know what I did forget to do? Was glue a picture on the inside. Normally, I do that before I fold it over and glue it. I know. What are you going to do with me? It's okay, though. Because you know what? I think we can still manage. I'm slightly annoyed with myself that I didn't remember to do that. And I thought about starting this video completely over again, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. So I'm just going to mark. I know it's going to be slightly smaller than these lines, right? Okay. But we can fix it. And sometimes, you know what? I honestly think you make mistakes, you know, or you forget to do things. So knowing that you can fix things that you forget or make mistakes on is just as important. I think this is going to be, okay, let's see. Little shorter. Okay. There we go. Is that going to work? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I'm just going to glue it in there. That's what we do. And so I'm holding it like this. I'm going to get my glue in there and then press it down. I know. Sorry, guys. I wish I were perfect. Kind of not. Because perfect can be boring. I only say that because I'm not perfect. Okay. Get the other side. Ah. Okay. See? Easy peasy. We fixed it. It might be. Okay. So there's my paper with my background. Here's my card, right? That, my double-sided paper. With all kinds of sort of journaling space. And, let's see. Yep. Fits in there. And just for fun, do I have a piece of scrap? I'm sure I do. You know what? Let's use a piece of this. My whale tag. Okay. Oh, look, guys, we have 2 minutes left before an hour. That's my kind of, I don't know why, my self-imposed rule. I should probably just get over that. Do I like, I think I like this side better, actually. Most people don't watch anywhere near close to an hour anyway. My analytics say, you know, they watch maybe 15 minutes or whatever. I don't know if they're skipping around or if they just decide they don't like me. No idea. Okay. I'm going to close this up. And right here. Okay. And I'm getting hungry because I'm starting to rush a little. Sorry, guys. Right here. Okay. And then you can just glue this anywhere in your journal that you want, right? And, oh, you know what? Let's put it in this way. There we go. Whoop. You know what? Let me trim that down just a tiny bit more. Just a tiny. Because I don't want someone fighting with that. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. So then you can glue this into your journal. And if you wanted, you could even just glue, you know, you could turn it into a belly band. Just glue this side and this side. You could turn it into a flip, right? Or you could make it, you know, a pocket with a journaling space that comes out, right? I would do it on this side since my tab's on this side. But, you know, I just think a really cool little idea. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope you have an amazing weekend. And enjoy. I will see y'all again next week. Okay, talk to you soon.